Relationships. Are they even worth it anymore? Some would argue that they're not. You know, myself, I feel like they are. It's just, you got to take your time and approach it with due caution. Not due caution, due care. Due care with discernment, and can't let no PTSD step in the way, because, like music said, you know, he's saying he wasn't to blame for the pain that was caused by the previous cat. Well, neither is she. If you run across somebody new, she ain't responsible for none of your, trauma, you know, or any PTSD you may be going through as a result of, being done wrong or whatever the case, or, feeling like your trust was betrayed or whatever the case. It's a multiple things. It's a bunch of things that go on in relationships, and they have a lot of different variables attached to them. However, my thing is this. I've grown and matured into the type of man that's not, too cool, you know, too thuggish, or whatever the case. It's a thousand things a person can say. But I don't have any qualms. I don't feel like no punk or no faggot about, letting my woman know where it's at via actions. You know, that's the type of love language I get down with. I'm active. I show you through actions where I'm at with you and how I feel. You know what I mean? Not even above letting you know. But at the end of the day, man, what I learned, man, is that nowadays, man, you really gotta take the time to get to know an individual, man, and you have to, especially when you serious and you dating with purpose, or you don't have meaningless affiliations, and everything you do has a reason, purpose for you doing it. This is one of the main reasons why I just been chilling, man. I ain't been making no noise, dealing with no women, you know what I mean? No relationships, period. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'm tired of playing games and I'm tired of being played with, you know. But at the end of the day, man, I can't blame nobody but myself, man, because a lot of times, the basis of the relationship was lower vibrational. It was all about, sexually based. You see somebody you like something about them, how they built, or you know the curves she embody. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, man, we as men, man, we go into relationships based off of, you know, um, infatuation, lust, and the problem with going into a relationship with those things is that shit wear off. That shit wear off, Jack. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of men can resonate with this. If it ain't real, if the love ain't real, then once you bust, it's like, man, how am I gonna get the fuck away from this? You know what I mean? That whole piece. But that's that. We done all been there, men and women. Um, even the situationships where as though, it's an understanding that, it's we just doing what we doing. It ain't, I ain't going into this looking to, get married or be in nothing long term or committed or nothing like that. You know, like Hov said, love me with your mind, not your heart. You know, but the thing is, man, again, with my growth and development in my spirituality, I've been consciously aware of my dealings with the opposite sex. And what I notice is, man, anything superficial just ain't gonna work with me. This is not gonna work, man. Because once the newness of the sex wear off, again, and if it's gotten to that point early on in in the situation, then that's just an indicator that there's a bunch of fundamental and foundational things that's missing. And that's the reason why I chose to chill. Because not on no corny shit or nothing, man, because it ain't corny. But I'm just not nowhere near as shallow as I used to be. And the only reason why I'm talking about me is because I can't speak for no other man. I can only speak for me. So that's what I'm doing. I ain't nowhere near as shallow as I used to be. And as a result of that, man, I need substance. I need mental stimulation. It's a bunch of things that have to be inclusive now for me to stick around. It ain't so much about monetary things, although who wouldn't like to have somebody that's in position financially, especially if you in some type of financial, position. That way you guys can conglomerize your efforts, and build something together. A lot of men can, and women, a lot of us feel like it's too late in the game, to be in a situation where as though you gotta wait and give a person time to, to get their mind right. So yeah, with that being said, man, for a woman to have, finances, yeah, that'd just be a bonus, man, because at the end of the day, the crux of it has to be, substance. It has to be a genuine attraction. It has to be, more than chemistry, because, chemistry is just a word, but then you have to decipher what kind of chemistry is it that you experiencing. Is it sexual chemistry? Because you can pick up on that. As a man, I'm going to speak for me. I can pick up on whether or not, it's going to be jumping. You know what I mean? I'm talking about her. You dig? And I know women can do the same. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, so what kind of chemistry are you experiencing? Is this a new level of infatuation that you're experiencing? Which makes it easy for the chemistry to be there, or are you coming into the situation being your authentic self and being real with yourself in order to be real with the other individual? All these things factor in, man. And when certain conversations aren't had early on, in my opinion, man, you just setting yourself up for a situation, man, to have to, break out of a situation or, go through, possibly hurting somebody's heart, and that's not something you want to play with, especially, it's never been nothing you want to play with, but, as younger men, I know when I was a young man, I ain't really give a fuck. You know, when I, we could be, locked and boxed, and if I see something I like or want, I'm on it. You dig what I'm saying? But again, man, you young and dumb before you become old and wise. And before you can get to the wisdom, you have to acquire the knowledge. You know, and it's a process, just like everything else. However, moving along, you know, I feel like I've been through enough situations, whereas though I kind of like know myself now, and I've had enough situations that I can look to in hindsight as a marker, for what not to fall into, what to look out for, and what to stay away from. Then with the way the world is now, it's like some people, man, just feel like, man, it's a lot to have to get to know somebody all over again, and start from the ground up. Gain somebody's trust, for somebody to gain your trust, and then you got to factor in if children are involved. You know what I mean? The whole thing, man. You know, um, don't get me wrong. Some people have the Kevin Samuels mindset. Nothing wrong with that. Shout out to the brother. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, that's his mindset, and the brothers that feel the way he feel. Me myself, man, it's a little deeper than the superficial shit. Because at the end of the day, man, like I say in them other videos, man, all this shit gonna fade, man. It's all gonna fade, man. What do you have to fall back on when, you know, if the sex is taken out of the equation or the money is taken out of the equation? What's there left to fall back on? And if those things aren't present, it's going to be nothing when one of those things, you know, uh, take a leave of absence from the relationship. You know, I, you know, it's just, man, yeah, it's. I mean, at the end of the day, man, you just gotta have some heart and say, "Fuck it, man. I'm gonna see where this thing go." And use the wisdom that you've acquired throughout your life and time and relationships. And your intuition. Being able to read, people, energy, all these things, man. Because you'll get the inner nudges, you'll get the red flags. And everything that looked like a red flag ain't always a red flag. This is why one of my major things is I don't make assumptions. I ask questions. I rather somebody be. I'd rather a woman be taken aback a little bit. Like, damn, you really asked me that? Yeah. Yeah, I asked you that, because I like to know, you know, all that making assumptions. Nah, I ain't, you know, yeah, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna ask questions. But, you know, I know it's a lot of people that just want to have fun, regardless of the age group. That shit don't mean nothing no more. And that's cool. You know what I mean? I've been there and I've done that. But sometimes, man, you know, for you women, sometimes you run across a cat. Nah, you run across a man that has aim, direction, and purpose, and he's focused on that aim, direction, and purpose. You know, and I just feel like it's important, man, for you to you know, relationship is just like, you know, a construction project, man. You know, you gotta you gotta put bricks up every day. You gotta nurture and take care of that, you know, situation like if it was, you know, a personal project, or, you know, just like if you've ever had a pet, you know how you gotta put time in with that. You know, if you've had a child, you know, you gotta put time in with your child. You know, to in order for, you know, the things that you instill, or the energy that you put forth to bear fruit, the things that you know, the seeds that you sow into the situation to bear fruit. You know, it's just, you know, like, you know, it's just a lot of things, man. You know, certain you know, people that might have been the shit back in the day, you know, and now they not the shit, and you know, some of the people that wasn't the shit back in the day, now some people view them like they the shit, you know. And that could be on any side of the fence. That go for women, that can go for men. But one thing I noticed is, man, it's not hard to tell when something's actually genuine, man, because the actions is gonna be there. You know, the actions is gonna be there. You know, you're gonna get the calls, you're gonna get the texts, you're gonna get, you know, the little you know, regular, you know, shows of affection, you know what I mean? And you know, you're gonna know that you're appreciated, you're gonna know that you want it, you know. And when I say needed, don't, you know, I'm gonna clarify that because you know nowadays, you know, that's a big thing. I don't need you, you know, and I'm one of the first to say that, you know what I mean. But I'm talking about let me see if I can make this make sense. Not a need from a financial or codependent position, you know. Um, this is more so a situation that lacks ego or lower self vibrational, you know, energy signatures in the form of actions. I'm talking, you know, like I said at the beginning, I ain't too cool, you know, to let a person know how I feel. You know, I ain't gonna, what's the problem? I mean, I always, I always felt like, it was a woman out there for me. You know, like I give a prime example. This is real shit. I even put it up a post. I even put up a post on Facebook. Um, I guess it's been about 8 9 months ago. But I always had a yearning for a woman that I never met, at least not in this lifetime. You know, and you know, anything that I say, man, that might be a little too deep for you, or you know, whether you believe in it or not, man, just if it went over your head, then it's over your head, man. You know, it is what it is, man. But you know, like I told you, man, I'm a reader, I'm a researcher. I ain't just a joker that got a hole in his face talking. You know. So like I say, man, you know, I always had a yearning for a woman that I never met in this lifetime, or have yet to meet in this lifetime. You know, and again, man, I don't see that as a weakness, man. Somebody that just want to be able to love somebody, and for somebody to love them, you know, on some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because I wasn't able to see that in my household growing up. You know what I mean? I know it exists. I've seen other people that was married before I was born and they still married now. You know, and the love's still there, you know. And understanding that we all souls having a human experience, souls are eternal, man. You know. So I feel like love can be eternal too, you know. Um Again, man, you know, like I say, man, this ain't about being no, simp, or being weak as a man, for as like the woman can damn near put a leash on you and you'll follow her around and do whatever, her shit don't stink, her farts don't stink, and whatever you want to do, yes, babe. Nah, I ain't talking about that at all. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't got to run no woman around, but ain't no woman just gonna run me around. Please know that. You know what I mean? But because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, and I mentioned earlier in the video what I'm about to get into now. Ancient civilizations, man. Again, like I said, with my limited knowledge of, the culture, I do know that, it was like a team. It was like two souls becoming one. And just that statement alone, it's a lot that goes into that, man. That's a heavy situation, man. That's a situation right there. It ain't, it's not, based in, superficialities on no level. You know what I mean? It's the real deal. You love this woman and this woman love you. Ain't thinking about nobody else, and whatever she knew up until the time y'all met and linked, and whatever I knew or the man knew up until the time they met and linked, they put their efforts together, man, and they build. They procreate. And see the problem with that is, the way society is set up now, man. You got to be able to see past and beyond all that. It's a lot of illusions out here right now. People want to, feel like they can tell you how you're supposed to, you know, carry on within your relationship. Society. They got men kissing men all on commercials and shit now. Listen, man. And let me put this out there for any of y'all, that's into the same sex. Understand something. It ain't none of my business, man. What you do, who you do it with, but I ain't got to subscribe to it, And I ain't tiptoeing around nobody's feelings neither. Anything I see, it's not coming from a malicious place. Because I don't have a problem with people that are of a homosexual perspective. It's none of my fucking business. Do you? And who am I to say that real love can't be found there? Ain't none of my business though. I'm talking about heterosexual type situations though. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm on. So, hey, you know, two souls becoming one, man. Procreating again. As many people as I've seen, whether it be on TV or in people's comments on social media platforms, arguing and wanting to debate about, my whole thing is this, man. I don't want to be with nobody I can't procreate with. It's that simple. So if that's what you on, then this might be your cue to go ahead and tap off. If you can't, compartmentalize your little feelings. Yeah. But anyway, man, back to it. You know, I just feel like, man, through going through all the shit that I've been through in relationships, man, I know exactly what it is that I don't want. You know, I don't want no superficial ass woman. No superficial ass circumstance or situation. You know, situations within the situation. You know, I want somebody that's whole within and of themselves because I've gotten to that point myself. All that, codependent shit, ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. I done been through it. I done healed myself from situations, and I'm gonna see that shit from the moon. And I ain't dealing with it. And that's one thing that, if a person is still carrying a little bit of baggage and they need some healing, I just happen to be the type of individual that embodies that capability to be able to assist in situations such as that. But far as being your therapist and all that, come on, man. We grown, man. You got to learn how to process. And that's something else. I think I need to do it. I think I did. I did do a couple videos on that. So you know, I can only share what worked for me. And everybody's different. What worked for me ain't gonna work for everybody else. But it's worth taking a look at. If you suffering from some type of emotional trauma, and it stemmed from a relationship, it's it's things you can do. It's things you have to do in order to get over that if you don't know how. But yeah, man, I just the moral of this video, man, and I just been not ranting, but just talking about some shit, man, with y'all, man, that I find it's not every day you run across somebody that you can have these kind of conversations with. So, it's therapy for me, to get it up off my chest and just talk about some shit. You know what I mean? That's why it's a blessing to have a platform, man, where you can just talk about shit. Knowing that it's people that's gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Regardless of how many or how few, somebody's gonna watch it, and somebody will be able to resonate with it because there's millions of people on this earth. And just because you might look at some of the shit that I'm saying as corny, there's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of other people that won't. So, just like an asshole, everybody got one, and you entitled to yours. So, but real relationships, man, that's where it's at, man. I'm cool with being by myself until something real come along. And that just works for me, man, because I'm, like I said, I'm focused on my aim, direction, and purpose in this life, And if you ain't got aim, direction, and purpose, then you know what I mean, you subjugated to whatever way the wind blow, whichever way the current flowing, I ain't, I'm done with all that shit. Said it in the previous video. I collared life the fuck up, and I told life, motherfucker, this is where we going. This is where I'm going. So you ain't got no choice, but to go the direction I'm going in, because I ain't going that other way no more. I ain't just accepting whatever you think you want to throw my way no more. So it is what it is, When you in control of your circumstances, and you can't control nobody else, but that's the beauty in not settling, waiting for somebody that want the same things you want, and it ain't just talk, because it's easy to find out who bullshitting and who ain't too, But yeah, man, put it the comments, man. What's your thoughts on the circumstance and the situation that I'm talking about as far as it relates to relationships, man? You know, because it's a lot of fraud going on nowadays. It's a lot of, game players nowadays. A lot of people that just want the sex. Can't knock you. Been there, done that. But, you know, just ain't there no more, And I'll be damned if society's going to dictate how I run my life. You know, it just ain't happening. You know what I mean? I know exactly what it is that I want, know exactly what it is I'm looking for. And just because I indulge in conversation with you, or we may even go out a couple times, it just don't mean too much of nothing until it means something. So, like I say, man, put it in the comments, man. I ain't gonna argue with nobody about nothing, but yeah, let's talk about it. Just something I wanted to add to, the repertoire, man. This is the first of more to come. Again, I just, pulled the phone out, hit record. It wasn't nothing that I planned or nothing like that. It just came to my mind and I went with it. I'm fluent like that. I'm an air sign. If you know, you know. So, y'all be easy, man.